I just invested in a new bag. It's an investment piece. Those are phrases we've all heard in the luxury community. Do buy luxury if you can afford it on a financially sustainable basis and if it sparks joy in your life and if you're going to use the item. However, if you want to invest in luxury, do something else. Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kalle and on my channel I combine luxury and finances. I don't just share beautiful things with you, but I also talk about the money behind the purchases. If that sounds interesting to you, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. In today's video, we'll talk about investing in luxury. The phrase to invest in luxury is casually thrown around, and most of the times I hear it, I disagree with the person who said it. Alright, maybe it's an investment in life quality or enjoyment, but in the financial sense, the occasions when you could truly say you have invested in luxury are few and far between. What's more, when it comes to investing in quality of life, we tend to get used to the things we wanted and bought, and once the novelty wears off, then we will want the next thing. So the investment in life quality might be considered kind of ephemeral or temporary. On the other hand, I don't think quality of life comes from physical possessions. They might spark joy, but financially speaking, wouldn't real luxury be financial freedom instead of a closet full of expensive stuff? That's why I say luxury should never be a priority when spending your money. There are some pieces like an Hermès, Birkin or Kelly that appreciate over time and even sell for more than retail on the second-hand market due to the supply that doesn't meet the demand. That said, most pieces will depreciate the moment you walk out of the store, although granted, with the constant price increases of luxury brands, the pre-loved market prices will keep up with retail to some extent, so you will be able to recoup at least part of your money should you decide to sell your piece later. Nevertheless, an investment is something that puts money into your pocket, and this definition comes from the most mind-blowing book on wealth, namely Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. What puts money into your pocket could be an apartment that you rent out, it could be a stock that pays you a dividend, or it could be something that appreciates over time and that you later sell for a profit. Accordingly, a luxury item hardly qualifies as an investment, as you earn nothing when owning it and the chances of making a profit when selling it are very limited. So, if you want to invest in luxury, what should you do instead? Indeed, don't buy expensive stuff. Instead, it might be a good idea to buy stocks of luxury companies. Most luxury brands are under three global luxury giants. The biggest one is the French LVMH, whose brands include, for example, the flagship Louis Vuitton. Then there's Christian Dior, Bulgari, Veuve Clicquot, Moet Chandon. The last two are champagne brands. Then there's the French Kering, the brands of which include, for example, Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, and Bottega Veneta. Third, we have the Swiss Richemont, under which you will find, for example, Cartier and Montblanc. Then there are some listed, I guess we could call independent luxury companies, whose brand is also the company name, for example, Burberry and Hermès. Out of these companies, I personally own LVMH, but I haven't added to my position for a very long time, and I have no intention of buying the other companies. I'll tell you why a bit later. In general, the share price of these big luxury houses has developed extremely well during the past decade. These houses have been very successful. So here's what one share of these companies cost 10 years ago and what it costs now. These prices are from Friday the 3rd of December. The capital appreciation has been huge, especially for the French companies. The share price has risen several hundreds of %. I don't think you would be able to sell a Louis Vuitton or Hermès bag that you bought 10 years ago for such a profit. I have to say here that I personally wouldn't buy any company with a lump sum at any point and expect capital appreciation. Instead, I cost average my purchases to benefit from the dips in the market. Cost averaging has been demonstrated to be the most lucrative method in building wealth, and that's actually the topic of my previous video, namely my investment tip number 1, link here and below. What's more, investing with capital appreciation in mind to later sell for a profit somewhat goes against my personal investment strategy, because I mainly invest for the dividends that the stocks pay into my bank account. Here's what the current dividend yield of these companies looks like. And this is basically why I don't buy luxury companies, because the dividend is so low, except for Burberry. For my stocks, I want a dividend yield of at least 2%, and for many blue chips, for example Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble or 3M, the dividend yield is in the 2 to 4% range. In my portfolio, I have some stocks with an even higher dividend yield, such as AT&T, with a dividend yield of almost 9% currently. That being said, I'm not going to sell my LVMH shares because I'm a holder and also because the company is so successful. The reason why the dividend yield for most of these companies is so low must be the fact that the share price or the valuation of the company has risen so steeply and the dividend hasn't kept up with that pace. A measure with which you can determine how over or undervalued the share price of a company is the PE ratio, which stands for price per earnings, and here's what it looks like for these companies. I'm not going to go into technical details about the PE ratio, but basically it is the relation between the company's share price and the earnings per share. So the PE ratio of many quality blue chips is around 20. Based on these numbers, I might consider only Kering and Burberry into my portfolio. To me, the share price of Hermès seems hugely inflated. Neither would I add more LVMH into my portfolio at current prices, as I already mentioned. For full transparency, I want to make a disclaimer as well. I am not a financial advisor and this video is not financial advice. This video is entertainment and educational, and no investment decision should be based on this video. In addition, past performance is not an indicator of future performance. Let me also stress the fact that we're talking about one individual sector in this video. An investment portfolio should always be well diversified. Always do your own research, because only you are responsible for your own investment decisions. I personally own LVMH, which was dealt with in this video. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. What do you think about investing in luxury? Please comment down below and please hit the like button and consider subscribing, and thank you so much to my subscribers, old and new. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!